I wish it would do that.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right.
Oh.
Start the meeting. Everybody ready? Great. All right, welcome everybody to the November 16th town board business meeting. I'll open the meeting with a pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands for liberty and justice for all. All right, and we'll open the meeting with opportunity to address the board, privilege of the floor. Is there anybody that would like to address the board? You see anyone, Jesse? No? Okay. All right, with that, I will proceed to the meeting and begin with my report. As most of you are probably aware, the town board did hold a public hearing on the 2023 budget on November 2nd and adopted that budget. The budget provides for a 4.5% compensation increase for both elected and appointed employees, recognizing the current inflation spike. It also includes funds to support historic town hall improvements, $30,000, the new highway facilities project of $65,000, and the highway equipment renewals of $200,000. The total tax levy was held flat for the second year in a row, while maintaining a reasonable level of uncommitted reserves. Cal and I met with Susan Holland and Steve Gibeon on the 19th of October to discuss planning and funding for building improvements and for submission for grant funds. Kate submitted a broadband planning and build out grant proposal for the Tompkins County Recovery Fund. I wanted to point that out. It's exciting. For the Brighten Up Caroline grant, I requested invoicing from the New York Power Authority to wrap that project up and to ask to get the implementation agreement in place. So that is a work in progress. Energy Independent Caroline is working on reviewing. So some of you may remember community choice aggregation, which is a energy procurement model, a group purchasing model that municipalities can do in New York through home rule. And so the first step in that process is to adopt a local law. NYSERDA has a template, and they are looking at that template and other models to develop a draft law for us to consider. And they hope to have that to us by December, so that that law basically enables us to move forward, but does not commit us to do that. It's the first step. So it's they wanted to put that in place so that we can move forward if we choose to do so. So Mike Brown is leading that effort, and they hope to have us something to consider by December. And I think as I previously reported, and Dan Klein also reported, in the TCOG Emergency Services Planning Subcommittee, the Tompkins County Legislature unanimously supported, in their 2023 budget, a proposal from the subcommittee for an EMS manager to develop countywide first response system. So that's a work in progress, and I expect to have more information very soon as we move along. So that's my report. So any questions? No? No? Okay. Highway Superintendent's report. Do you have that, Jesse?
Yeah.
Okay.
The highway switched over to winter hours. And that's Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. They installed the historical sign, the Owego Creek. And that's located at the Richford County line. The new loader arrived this week and the previous one was traded in. We've submitted the last CHIPS reimbursement package and should receive payment by the end of December. And he also wanted me to mention that we need to get on a list for the new pickup that gets traded in 2023 and another 2-ton. And availabilities are very limited, and he's afraid if we don't put on a list, we won't replace them next year. Both vehicles we have budgeted for the upcoming year and are included in the highways capital plan for replacement schedule. Lastly, he also wanted to mention that 4 or 5 of the doors need to be replaced at the highway barn. They're fire doors, much more expensive than the average door. He doesn't have the exact number yet, but expects it to be somewhere around $1,200. Was that per door?
Per door. Okay.
That's his report.
Okay. So, yeah, should we follow up? Then I would expect we'll follow up with Bob in December on the truck purchases and have more information for us. Is that right? Is that,
Yeah, well, I mean, you talked to him today. It sounded like he would really like to get on that list. There's one that I guess is the only one that he's even found available for 2023.
right?
So something that we'll probably discuss at the agenda meeting.
Okay, that'd be good. You know, so, and I, you know, it would be good if he could get us the information, you know, the specifics on that, and I can talk to him about it.
I believe there's a purchasing policy
Right.
of the town, right?
Right,
Can we maybe review that as a board?
yeah,
before
so,
we do this?
you know, yeah, so there should be like 3 bids. So we should
My
get,
understanding is there's a policy, and I
Yeah.
would like myself to know it better, but
yeah, that is exactly correct. It's in the organizational resolutions. And a lot of equipment is purchased on state bid, which does not require, it's already been bid for lowest price, so it doesn't require multiple bids, but this is not on state bid, so I think it would be good to, well, it would be nice to comply with our purchasing policy.
it would be nice to comply with our purchasing policy.
Yeah, anything else for Bob? Or, and I did ask him about the what came up at last meeting about the your speed is sign. So he said he can't adjust the speed limit on it, it just without it's a work in progress, right?
I recommended that Tim. Yeah,
Okay,
Scotto from Orca. Up here. If he would go down and take a look for us.
yeah,
What a good idea.
yeah, that's a good idea. That's a great idea.
So we'll do that.
Great. Anything else for Bob? Okay,
Where are we on the ag district, community sign? Is Bob doing that or is that a different?
that I would be
Good question.
a question for Catherine.
Yeah, where are we on those signs? Is Bob, I'm confused about who's in charge of them. There was like discussion with Bob and then discussion with the state and then there was like, and I don't know who's. in charge.
So, yeah, I think Catherine, made a resolution
Yeah. I thought that.
to, okay, so that's the last I know about it. I didn't know if there was conversation after that.
Okay, well,
When it went to the, no, I didn't even know we were gonna be talking about this, so
Oh,
thank, so, good, I love it, so
about,
it was like sent back to the board. Right, at that point. We, the ag committee, did what was requested of us in terms of.
So we need to pass it.
so we need to talk
Of
about.
locations, right, so then I
Pass it.
think it's in our.
Right, so,
to
I see
say
what you're
at the
saying.
board with the highway department.
so that was essentially the resolution for the board to consider.
Yeah,
Okay,
Can we do that?
Can we do it tonight?
yeah, we could. The question I had was whether we wanted a resolution that specified, I didn't know if you'd had conversations with Bob about. Because it didn't specify the number of signs, what they looked like, how many there would be, where they would be and stuff like that. So I didn't know if more details were forthcoming.
we have not, I don't think that's a conversation that
Has been had.
probably. Yeah, I mean, there's lots of ag people here, like, are you under the impression that that is a conversation that we were having with Bob?
I'm sorry, which conversation is that happening?
Like specific design of the right to farm signs, like, we just haven't even gotten far enough to do that yet.
Okay,
I thought that was pretty standard.
Standard, yes.
There's a location,
Yeah.
I think we talked about that.
Yeah,
Pretty often.
I think we were at the point, and correct me anyone if I'm wrong, that we, the ag committee, have like. Done as much as we can to bring it to the board and highway to say like, please do this.
okay,
My recollection was that there was something with the state,
You know,
because signs were gonna be posted on
the state highway, there had to be a certain distance between.
signs.
There can't be too side of congestion there, and trying to get through to somebody, a traffic sign engineer from the state that can make a decision. I'm sorry, I gave up.
No, you're right, it's October 13th. I, right, sent this email to your council members. Please let this message serve as an official request for the town to make a fence or the right to farm fence. At all reasonable town boundaries is what we said, following discussion with Superintendent Spencer and ag committee to determine exact locations in service to our municipal support.
Because at the meeting before, we said that we needed to have a formal request. So we had a
Correct.
formal
Well,
request.
thank you for this.
I second that resolution
Yes,
formally right now.
so here it is. Yes,
Are we under-
And just to make one point, is that the major roads leading in and out of the town, are generally not county roads, either county roads, state roads.
right,
yeah, true. I mean, I think we were starting with
This be negotiated.
low hanging fruit. Which is
Let's get this done.
like, let's put up a sign.
Can we put a sign on the
Okay.
street, you know, under, there's one.
We'll find out.
that Says, Carolyn.
Bob said he had a state contact at one of the last meetings.
You're right, you're right.
Sometime.
He did say
He
that.
said he had a new state contact for signs.
oh,
Put that
All
out.
right.
I'm glad we have groupthink to bring this all together.
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone is correct. Yes.
so yeah, so I was expecting more specificity. But yeah, we can handle this.
Do it.
I'm fine with
This
it.
bus is gonna get worked out.
Yeah, okay.
But we can't probably do this at this moment in the agenda, we have to wait.
Well, it would be nice to publish it, with an agenda. That would be in 2 weeks, we could do it.
3 weeks.
So
All right,
that'd be my
so
recommendation.
put it on the agenda meeting.
That's
Great.
great. Thanks for bringing that back. I
Yeah.
really, it got a little bit.
Good, yeah. It was. Um. Code officers report.
You never did the clip.
Oh, I missed clerk.
It's
Sorry,
okay.
clerk's
I'm-
report.
I'm not gonna give a report tonight, mine will be in the newsletter, it's getting.
Okay.
In the next couple of days.
Text mailings are coming, right? Something like that. Okay. Thanks, Jesse.
No one wants to talk about taxes yet. Wait till last one.
And now, yeah, okay, so move on to the code officers report.
Hello, everyone.
Thanks, sir.
Excuse me. So as I mentioned, there was after Corey left, the temporaries weren't using the computer system. They were keeping paper records. And so prior to Corey's leaving, there's a computer record. And since I started, there's a computer record, but there's this gap. So the reports generated by the computer system have that gap in them. So I've tried to fill in the gap. Everything that's happened since I arrived has been in the computer system. And then anytime there's an inspection or an active permit requires any activity, I enter it into the computer system. And then as I have time, I'm trying to fill in the backlog here. So since I've started, and in the future, these will be month to month, but I wasn't tracking my filling in the gaps on a monthly basis. So I'll just go with totals. Since August 18th, I have issued 32 permits. So the host has asked me to start video. The image quality is horrible. I'll go ahead and do it, but
Okay,
let's see, where was I? So I've issued 32 permits in the computer system and I've conducted 48 inspections. And currently there are 8 applications pending processing. A lot of people suddenly want to build houses, so there's some plan reviews sitting on my desk. I have identified 60 paper files that aren't in the computer. There may be more. There were piles of files, but those seem to be, I think I've wrangled them all. Of those are 60 remaining. There were 78 originally, and I've added 18 of them to the computer system. I've logged 44 inspections from those paper files into the computer system. They weren't inspections I conducted. They were done by Steve or Brian Butner, and in some cases, Corey. Let's see. That's it with respect to building permits. I've also assigned 6 addresses, and then 3 subdivisions have come in through my office that didn't require review from the subdivision review board, and so I've exempted them. And so that's been basically the sum of my activity since I've been here.
great. Thank you, Cliff.
My pleasure.
Any questions for Cliff?
Thank you for tackling the pile of
Yeah.
paper.
Yeah,
Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you.
great. Okay, great. Thanks so much, Cliff. All right.
Pleasure.
County representatives report. I don't think Dan is here, and I don't think we received anything, did we?
No.
Okay. And any updates from council members?
I have exciting updates from the zoning commission. If I can find this, so the fully revised draft of the proposed zoning law is available on the website. The zoning commission has announced The next zoning commission meeting is on the 22nd at 7 o'clock. Here, hybrid. Then on. I'm just trying to find these dates, wait, back to the homepage. Just want to get them right. Then on the 28th of November, which is a Monday. From 6:30 to 9, they're holding a public information session. About the complete draft of the zoning law. And that is going to be. Virtual. And then the following. Saturday, no, the following, wait, sorry. Let me get this date. Saturday, right? Yeah, the following Saturday. Is a. Public information session. That will be at the Brooktondale Community Center, as I understand it. And that's scheduled to be from 2:30 to 3:30, probably 2:30 to 4. So that's happening. After that, they still have a little bit of tweaking to do on a couple of things in this draft that they haven't done final votes on. And then after the public information sessions, they're anticipating that they'll get questions that will be helpful to them. Then they will revise whatever in a final draft and then hold a public hearing, which I believe they're anticipating to do. I think my recollection is early January. And then after that, they will make final revisions. And then take a vote, I guess, to pass it on to the town board. So the town board is likely will see a recommended zoning law in late January, early February, something like that. But there's no set schedule for that. So that's all.
They posted the water overlay information
Yes.
with some informational documents that I think is helpful.
On the website.
Yeah, on the website, on the
So
webpage.
that's embedded in the zoning law, but they extracted it to make it helpful to the public with both maps and further explanation. So I think that's at least going to be helpful for people to understand what they're recommending. Thank you for reminding me.
Sure. Yeah, great. Any questions or feedback for Tim?
Yep.
Done.
Thank you, zoning.
I know somebody who's glad that it's almost done.
Great. Any other reports or updates?
I guess I can share that, I mean, this is going in the newsletter, but for, to
Yep.
reiterate it, I'll just share what I put in the newsletter that everyone will get, is that, as we know, we have been already the recipient of our grant to support the development of an agriculture and farmland protection plan. And this type of planning process helps to specifically support agriculture in a municipality by assessing local conditions and strategizing for the future. This is going to be the primary focus of the local ag committee moving forward. And just to reiterate that the committee's founding purpose is to investigate and recommend measures to support local agriculture and food justice issues. So this is really consistent with that. And we are just getting started in development of plans, so definitely welcome growers of all scales, lovers of food, anyone interested in shaping this to show up at these meetings, which are going to be hopefully barring some holiday interruptions, but the intention is first Thursday at 7 here. Anything you want to add?
No, it's a.
And do you have the contract from
Yes,
Monty, right?
I have it on my desk. Yeah,
Okay.
it hasn't been processed yet, but
Okay,
came right before I left, so.
yeah.
Yep.
So we'll-
Is anybody complaining yet?
No, no one's complaining yet. I just want to make sure we get Monica paid.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll attack that tomorrow.
Is the Tompkins County Transportation Council Planning Committee. had a meeting yesterday, there's a grant, that we spent a lot of time discussing, it's specifically to try to get people to lower carbon emissions. And I'm not sure how that works with a rural town like ours. I mean, it's, I know, but it's like, they're talking about bike lanes, they're talking about. That they had lots of different ideas. It's not very much money. It's $98,000 for 4 years or something. So now they're thinking about making one. I'm a little confused about it, but now they're saying, well, maybe we should just have one big project for 400,000, and that's what you should apply for. So I'm gonna talk to them, but,
So this is a new thing, right?
this is the last, I guess it was announced about 6 weeks ago.
Okay,
Yeah. And, you know, so we just batted ideas around, but, TCAT will be applying by themselves. I mean, that's a separate, so we can't like apply for another TCAT run. Which would be great. We could apply for something like a bus stop or. I asked about the trail, but that would be multi-municipal, and that's, gonna talk to Ithaca, what they're doing about it. You know, if they're looking at that, because, you know, because they are looking at different bike lanes and connectivity, and then the other idea was trying to get level 3 electric chargers. That was another idea. So it's all kind of up in the air.
okay,
People have ideas. And I'm gonna keep looking into. Like seeing what TCAT's doing and things like that, but it'd be great. We got our bus back.
Yeah,
So, you know, is that the
didn't
the
notice
run, for the 52 in the morning, 8 o'clock run is back, so.
great.
Yeah, which is really great. A lot of people called in about that, which I think.
Oh, really?
There are other.
That's really good.
They're still not running, so.
that was awful to lose that.
It was awful to lose that, and they've lost, I called CCAT, and it was the problem with supply chain issues to keep the buses running.
Yeah.
And also, just, they didn't have the mechanics to keep the buses safe,
Hmm.
running conditions, so. Anyway, so that's vague, but, so.
Great, okay, thank you.
I was just wondering about streetlights in front of, Brookendale Technology Fire Company. It's quite dark there. It's kind of hard to see, tell when you're driving. That's something that's our responsibility. Could it be added to the lighting district? And it seems the facility is used for things just beside.
It's something we could consider. I mean, that would be,
It's something to consider.
it's something we could consider doing as a town board.
I'd like to see the, add it to the lighting district.
Okay.
And,
We'll have to consider how that's done.
yeah,
Um,
do you want me to look into how that's done? And what we can
Or I can do that too, but yeah, if you have information, that would be great.
Okay.
For the street design or for the driveway?
Is right where the driveway comes onto the road, just really flat, but
Do I way to mark it without having the whole area lit up? I'm just thinking about the residents there.
yeah, but then it goes back to this thing of these newer style lights and all and, you know, so we don't have to have quite as much light there, but just
Yeah, it's still
a little bit,
a big change for,
you know. But it certainly is.
reflected.
Paint or something.
Well, reflected
if-
paint or a post, not having something way high up.
Right,
You know, this whole area just shows you
Yeah.
where the street is, doesn't have to be,
right. If
you
we,
know,
if we just want something that marks the driveway. Really,
right, or
it doesn't,
if the,
Like a lamp, a lamp.
or like a lamp post or
Right.
something like that,
But it would be added to our lighting district.
yeah, but it wouldn't have to be huge, right? It wouldn't have to be like. the one up-
Just to demarcate the point. And. So,
I could see lamp post better than a big street light.
Me too. yeah,
Very
I like-
kind of like, but.
I like that.
Driveway or the road?
and the intersection of the driveway and with that. I
Because
found
once you turn onto it, you've got your headlights, but it is hard to see. not
right
very
where it is
Right.
unturned. And then I have a little money left over in my cemetery budget, and I purchased some, two flagpole solar lights, put one out here. One of the bulbs doesn't work, so it's gotta go back, but I just thought it'd be nice where public places where flags aren't taken down, yeah, in the dark, and like get them illuminated a little better, and memorial down in Brookendale. And flagpole there.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
The other day I was at the office and trying to ask Jesse to help me copy something. It's the old copy here, you want, can't get more out. Seems like it took forever to.
The Rico,
Yeah, whatever it is.
the big one in there.
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't have trouble with it, but if you had trouble with it, I mean, it,
We've had a lot of trouble with
Hmm.
it. Printing large documents. Like today. Like today. Hours to print the new draft.
So.
I mean, we can't even print. We can't print them here if we have to make more than a copy. Hand out,
yeah,
we're gonna have to have word colors and do it. I
Right.
think that's,
That's nuts.
you know, so, yeah.
Do we own the thing or should we? Follow?
yeah, we have a service agreement with it, so. I don't know if it's worth having the service guy consult with him,
What's the useful life of a copy?
I don't know,
I don't know.
I say use, use them as long as you can.
Try to make things last longer than
Yeah.
you're supposed to. It's flexible.
That's a good idea. We could talk to Troy and our the service. guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's, he's very.
Knowledgeable.
I'm sure.
Yep.
I mean, I think they'll last for 50 years, but they don't.
According to 5 sources on Zoom, on Google, the lifespan is 5 years.
That sounds about right.
5 years,
Probably.
I mean.
that's crazy,
That thing.
That's a long time.
that thing's-
5 years, we're not replacing that thing every 5
That's
years.
a long time.
We should all be called by that.
We should be called by that, and it's true. I think that machine's 7 or 8.
At least, I'm sure it is.
If it is, we have to think about replacing it because it's not gonna be compatible with our computers, so we do have to do that.
Okay.
And I think also while we're on the subject of computer support, I mean, I recommend also revisiting that and just taking into consideration alternatives from the computing center. I recommend that we take into consideration alternatives to the computing center. Because it was sold and we've been having difficulty with servicing from them. It's just silly. It's really stressful for the clerk to be dealing with that. So I think I mean.
Yep.
Last week we were dealing with this and I think that we should entertain other options. And we have one that's been presented to us. We might want others. But
And I sent that to everybody.
Yeah.
So.
yeah,
Excellent.
I mean, I think if we're gonna do this, we probably want to approach 2 or 3 people just to get comparative.
It's,
So,
bids.
yeah, and I was thinking about this, no, yeah, that's a different issue, but yeah, so,
I just like supporting the local business.
Well, sure, but we still need to do it. We still need to do bids to get comparative evaluations to it.
You know,
Yeah.
And it would be great if we could support a local business to do this, especially one that's like 500 feet away.
you walk there.
yeah, I think we should. do it. Just to, the context is the person who was serving us from the computing center, stepped down there and they have a employee shortage there, so it's created a difficult situation. with the computing center right now, so. Great, but yeah, I agree.
And I will be willing to take the old copy of the recycle center free of charge.
Well, are we I mean,
I just remember, rolling a few staged copiers from the history room. I didn't know that was.
yeah, I remember your last attempt, Cal, so. So
We took a video of it.
I mean, do we want to talk to Troy first to have him
Yeah.
evaluate the situation? I think that's what we should do.
Sure,
So,
sure.
okay, good. I think the last time he was in, he did mention that that it's long in the teeth. So,
Do we know anything more about that software training? Pardon my talking about the software training for the streetlights. Wasn't there something about software training, you had to go through?
we did that.
Yeah.
We already did that several months ago. Yeah, so we got trained on the program.
Okay.
Who got trained?
I think me and Bob, and it's, so.
Or was it given-
Jesse, Velvet,
Okay.
Cliff, and I and Bob all have access to the program, and
Was it then the baffles that?
so that's getting the maintenance
Okay.
agreement in place so that we can move that forward. So I'm sorry it's taking so long, but it's like moving molasses in January, so.
Yeah.
um,
Well, it's moving.
Is there, but yeah, it's good because they're coming up, I wasn't planning on asking about it, but I sent an address that a resident informed me of that the baffles need adjusting. Is there like a running list of these properties that?
I have 3.
Right.
List of 3, and I checked out the one on that you had forwarded and dimmed that fairly significantly. So
Oh, you didn't it?
I dimmed it
Oh,
significantly.
okay.
So that's why some of the lights around town were blocked up with the other ones.
Well, I guess when they're. done,
It shouldn't
we-
be, I doubt that that's it. Most of them are the same. Most of them are set at 80% as was recommended for the longevity and functionality, so.
Did we send like a notice to the homeowner to be like, your light has been dimmed, like, let us know if you have ongoing concerns? Sure.
Could do that.
But we don't now, I mean, it would be nice to know, and then I would like personally respond to say.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good idea to let them know. And then they'll, maybe they'll say the baffle isn't necessary or whatever, but I could see that light was high up on the hill compared to their house, and I could see how it would be shining into a window.
Oh, good,
that way.
thank you, I'm glad, I didn't know that, that's great.
Yeah.
And then the Brookendale Road 1 too has been done,
That one's been dimmed
Which
also.
one?
Yeah,
right across from the market.
Oh, okay.
But they wanted a baffle too, I think, right?
mhm,
Like, I think that one's really,
yeah,
I wanna go take a look at them now. Drive around.
pardon me.
So I'm gonna drive around it on my way home, take a look at them. So, what about the ones over with the storage areas? Did you-
So,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm working on those. So,
okay,
public announcement, if you need your light dimmed.
Yeah.
Or adjusted, well, right.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
well, that's a thought, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
I mean, they have all been dimmed
Okay.
to 80%. So I just,
It would be good if there was a regular process that would be
Right.
so chaotic.
so I've been trying to figure out how other towns are doing that, whether they post something on the website where residents could enter something, but I haven't found anything yet. But
Since we've never done it before. No,
Right.
it'd be a good
Well,
idea.
they could just report that theirs is out. Dude,
Well,
They could do
know how to
that.
Report it too.
There's no dressing, I mean,
Yeah, it seems like that would code officer jurisdiction, there should be.
No, not
Yeah.
necessarily.
Oh,
so,
highway.
No, we do a formal complaint at the building department. for lighting.
excuse me,
We do a formal complaint at the building division for lighting. go out and look at it in the dark. They say it's-
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
We do a formal complaint
Okay,
at the building division. And then we'll go out in the dark, look at it, if it needs to be adjusted.
I see.
What building division is this?
City of it,
City of Ithaca, okay.
So you evaluate the situation?
Yeah.
Okay,
evaluate the situation, then you have to respond back to the complaint.
okay.
So let me get this straight. The lights were put in and they were at 100% and we've dimmed all of them to 80.
Yeah.
When did that happen? Recently?
It happened when we met, actually, right when we got the training.
Okay.
That was the recommendation.
And when was that? About,
I don't know, 3 months ago,
Okay.
something like that.
I was curious. I think a lot of it's
It's a
the
great
leaves down,
question. To repair it.
with the leaves coming down, they seem brighter. The lights seem brighter,
Oh, okay.
That would make sense.
you know, so I think that people might be more aware of it right now, but.
Snow on the roads and snow on the.
Yeah.
Well, and it also seems just like timeline wise, like the community, the concerns about it were far earlier than 3 months ago.
Right.
So if there was like an intervention to be like, hey, we've done this thing, like, super nice to.
To say that, yeah.
Let them know
Yeah,
that we've done that. Yeah, no, that's a good point. Great.
Okay,
That's all I got to-
Okay, so we'll move on to the action items and start with a resolution to appoint Titus Scott as a representative to the Joint Youth Commission. He's sent us a letter of interest in doing that. I guess he's been attending with his mother. And so I will offer a resolution to appoint Titus as the town's representative to the Joint Youth Commission, one of two,
I'll second it.
seconded by Kate, and any questions or follow-up? I'll call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Great. So thank you, Titus, for
It is crazy getting.
stepping up for that.
Yeah,
And did you want to offer a resolution on the appointments to the
Oh, sure.
Ag Committee?
I was in front of him, so. I'm-
So, we'd like to appoint to the town's agriculture and farmland protection committee, Emily Adams, Don Barber, Erica Frenet, Peter Hoyt, Wilma Lawrence, Hannah Wiley, and Matthew Mix.
Second.
and Matthew Mix has to just be added on to our agenda because he came on late after we already announced this. So he's not on the list,
That's fine.
like by an hour.
Okay. Any, so did that get a second?
Yes.
Second, okay. Discussion? Great, okay. All in favor? Say aye. Aye, opposed? Okay, thank you all. You're now actually formally appointed. So the next thing I wanted to do is, so I'd given the RFP for the highway facilities project before. So I spoke to Bob this morning about it, and so he thought the schedule looked fine as proposed. There's a one date change. It should be the 28th instead of the 29th. Jesse pointed that out, the wrong date for the release, I believe, the RFP. And then Bob asked that the condition of the buildings be removed from the RFP, so we'll remove that, and the engineering firms can make their own judgments, or they can refer to the previous reports and go from there. So that's totally fine. He brought up the concern or the question about, what if, or, various options for how it would be built if that would affect their proposal, and I don't think so. This is a proposal for design, engineering, and construction. The building is separate from that, so I think that's okay. So with that,
This is modeled after the 19.
this is modeled after one that I got from Lansing, yeah. And but yeah, yeah, so the proposal would be released on November 28th, which is still a ways off, and then we go from there. So yeah, and this is a big deal because this firm will be doing a lot of things for us that are super important. So it's a really big deal. So I don't know, I guess I'll just, if there's agreement about the schedule, I'll just, so
I mean, it seems pretty straightforward.
it's pretty straightforward,
So
yeah.
about how long do we give it then for the things to come back?
In the schedule, so let's see. So the,
2 months.
it's released on the 28th. There's an optional pre-bid site visit on December 9th. Any questions are due 10 days later on the 19th.
Okay.
Then by the 21st, we would provide answers to those questions. And the proposal submission deadline is January 6th. So there's a lot of, it is the holiday season, there's the first week of January and there's time in December. Does that seem workable? Yeah, great. And then, yeah. That's the schedule up to proposal submission. Okay. Cool. So there's, I guess,
Bobby's good with that.
yeah,
Good.
yeah, he had no concerns about that. So I guess I'll offer a resolution to move forward with the RFP with the schedule as proposed. With a release date of November 28th and a submission deadline of January 6th. Seconded by Tim. Any further questions? Okay. I'm going to pause for a minute. I didn't have a formal proposal written out. Did you get all that, Jesse?
Yeah.
Is that okay? Okay, great. Thank you. And so all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Great. Okay, thanks. Easy peasy. So offer or motion to approve the minutes of November 2nd. Any comments for Jesse? No? Thank you, Jesse. The minutes are hereby approved.
Thank you.
And okay, so I will offer a budget transfer resolution for the following budget account transfers, $1,200 from a 1990.4 contingency to a 1220.4 supervisor contractual. 4,300 from a 1990 contingency to a 1440.405 engineering of creeks. $250 from a 1990.4 contingency to a 1480.4 public information contractual. $350 a 1994 contingency to a 3310.4 traffic control contractual. $800 from a 5020.4 highway engineering contractual to a 5232.2. I think that's 5132, excuse me, that's a typo. A 5132.2 garage equipment $1,200 from A 5020.4 highway engineering contractual to A 5132.4 garage contractual. 1330 from A 1990.4 contingency to A 7510.4 historian contractual. And finally, $14,011 from DA 5110.4 general repairs contractual to DA 5130.4 machinery contractual. Do I have a second? Seconded by Catherine. Okay. Any questions about all those transfers? No? Do they make sense? Sort of.
Find it out.
Okay. Hearing no questions, call for a vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Great, thank you. And I will offer a resolution to pay the town bills in the amounts of A fund of $45,900.27. DA funds $133,573.43. And the streetlight fund, $304.74. Anybody want to second that?
I'll second it.
Okay, second. Questions? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Great, thank you. And great, I think that's covers it. Anything else for tonight?
Can we fast track the copy?
Fast track the,
Copy.
okay,
I just think, you know,
well, we'll call Troy tomorrow.
I'm just thinking it's always. People maybe
Yep.
wanting hard copies.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay,
Well, we're unlikely to be printing hard copies here of large amounts of the zoning laws. But, you know, that's irregardless of the printer, I mean.
yeah,
Jesse's
I mean-
going to be a full-time copier,
Plan,
yeah.
I did all that
Did you, during tax season?
during tax season.
Wow.
Just whatever it is.
Yeah.
Make her job easy.
Exactly.
And so it's, you know, I don't know, just whatever.
No, if we need a new printer, we need to get a new printer, but let's just figure it out.
Like it's-
I agree. Great, and
What, in terms of the computer support, what is gonna be the, you know, the procedure for that? Are we just gonna get moving on that? I mean, we have this one recommendation. If we, are you going to maybe ask the computing center if they want to give us another one? And maybe somebody else, and then we'll just have enough information that maybe even for the agenda meeting, we could be in a position that they can smash
offer
on
something,
that.
yeah. I mean, right now,
So, I mean, that's-
right now, we're in a position where we can have Tim provide service for us, you know, at will. We can just
I
call
think
him
we
up.
should just do that.
So, but, and we have been, so,
Is there another IT service that you know?
not me.
You don't want me.
Well, I'll look tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just.
And
can't
I
remember.
can look too, and
I mean,
we should
it's
get a
just
couple and then we
good
can
to
move
get a couple,
forward. I mean,
yeah.
I think we, yeah. So we have a proposal from one
Maybe if you're-
professional.
Yeah,
Um,
and if we could hire somebody local, obviously, it's much preferable, but let's just. We should see.
yeah, and I think, yeah. Great.
Great.
Okay. Motion to adjourn.
Favorite.
Oh.
I'll second it.
Second by Cal, because he hasn't gotten any tonight, maybe. Okay, all in favor?
Uh,
Aye. Opposed? Great, thanks. All right.
That's a record.
Like,